It's Wednesday, December 19th, and I'm your host, Paula Hersey. On today's show, we start with some let's start with some news you can use. The town of Barnstable celebrated its years of service for 17 retirees and 72 employees on Friday, December 7th, with town manager Mark Ells, town councilors Paula Schnepp and state representatives Will Crocker and Tim Whalen were also on hand. Congratulations and thank you to the following retired employees, in order of years of service. John Light, 50 years, solid waste. Edward Engelson, 37 years, water pollution control. Paul McDonald, 37 years, police. Steve McCarthy, 37 years, structures and grounds. John Sean Sweeney, 36 years, police. John Lovell, 33 years, structures and grounds. Michael Damery, 32 years, police. Richard Alder, 31 years, highway. Tom Leduc, 30 years, police. Donald Smallage, 29 years, structures and grounds. Deborah Sandler, 20 years, finance. John Wilbur, 16 years, structures and grounds. Janice St. Peter, 15 years, structures and grounds. Roland Bud Bro, 14 years, airport. Joseph Senna, 14 years, highway. Laurel Snowden, 13 years, town collector. And Kim Slezik, 12 years, recreation. Head over to the Town of Barnstable's Facebook page to see all the photos from the ceremony taken by Channel 18's video specialist, Chris Letta. As business owner, you should recognize the benefit of reducing costs, reducing energy consumption through energy efficiency that can help you cut down on your energy costs and increase the functionality of your business space. Cape Light Compact can help your business achieve a higher level of energy efficiency. Saving energy and saving money. We're back here with Cape Light Compact on their monthly segment, and you know what? The new year is always time to do new things, especially for small businesses. It seems like everybody gets regenerated and recharged. Welcome to the show, Lindsay.
Thank you for having me.
So you work with small businesses and kind of help them navigate how to use energy more efficiently and save money in the same time. So we're going to talk about a little bit of those programs, incentives, and maybe some tips at the end.
Absolutely.
So first off, let's just talk about how does Cape Light Compact actually help businesses?
So we have a lot of programs available for businesses. We have our energy assessment program, where folks can have somebody come through and see what they need to improve, whether it's lighting or some other measures in the building. Ultimately, the end goal is to help businesses save energy and money on their energy bills every month.
Right. So those assessments, we know on the residential side that they're really effective. You know, people come in and they check for light bulbs and things like that. What kind of happens in a business assessment? That seems a little bit different. You may not own the building, you're leasing the building.
It is. It's a little more tricky on the commercial side than it is on the residential side, where it's pretty, cut and dry. Mm-hmm. But we have our energy specialists. Any business can have an energy assessment. So generally, if you pay your electric account, you can request the assessment, even if you rent your business space. Okay. Even if you own your space, you're obviously entitled to the assessment. We look at lighting. They'll take a look, if you have some old mercury thermostats, we have Wi-Fi thermostats or programmable thermostats that are part of the program. They'll take a look, if there's insulation opportunities, how your HVAC system is doing, and if they might recommend maybe down the road upgrading that.
Okay, and let's talk just a little bit about business programs. So there's things that are specific to just businesses as well, right? So is that like the HVAC things, or those are incentives?
Yeah, so for the HVAC, generally what we have is an incentive program through participating distributors. Okay. But what the energy specialist might do is take a look at that for you and say, oh, okay, you have a couple of years left. You might want to start thinking about trying to upgrade this system, right, which will ultimately save on your energy bills, your heating bills down the road. They'll also, they'll let you know about the incentives that are available through participating distributors, which your contractors would be aware of the programs.
Right. And if you have your own contractor, they work with Cape Light Compact, right?
Yeah, so we have some different programs available if a business has their own electrician or contractor that they want to do the work. We have an application process with prescriptive rebates, so it's a per fixture rebate that you can apply for, and that process involves a little bit more paperwork. There's a pre-installation inspection that's required, so we just want to verify that, okay, you say you're going to replace 10 lights, you actually have 10 lights, right. And that they're not already energy efficient.
Okay.
So that's a little bit of a process. We verify to make sure that the equipment is eligible for the incentive, and then you go ahead and install it, and then we take a look afterwards and make sure it was installed and send you the incentive.
There's lots of different types of businesses on Cape Cod. I think it's safe to say that for every half mile you'll run into a restaurant.
Yes.
They have special needs for energy efficiency as well. What can restaurants do to help themselves save some money in energy?
Yeah, so through our energy assessment, we actually have some segment tailored specific programs. So, in a kitchen they might have a kitchen hood over their stove. So we have some hood controls that we may be able to offer. Through participating dealers, we have instant incentives for, let's say, a new oven or a griddle or ice machine. So there are a lot of different opportunities, and what we always kind of recommend is for folks to give us a call. Like, if you need to replace something, give us a call and see if there's anything available before going out and doing it, because ultimately we want folks to be able to buy higher efficient, which we're able to claim those savings, towards our energy goals, but you save on your bills every month. Even though you might have to pay a little bit of extra money, there's usually incentives available to help you accomplish that.
Right, and if you look at return on investment, saving a little bit of money up front rather than saving a lot of money on the back end is really the preferred way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Tell us a little bit more about how businesses can get involved with Cape Light Compact. So is there an actual page on your website that they can go to get some information?
We do. So if you go to capelightcompact.org/business, you'll find a myriad of information, whether it's kind of laid out where, if you have an existing building, or if you're even thinking about a major renovation or new construction, we have programs available for that as well. Okay. And then it kind of drills down a little bit, whether you're looking for a comprehensive assessment of your entire place or you're literally just looking to replace your lighting.
Right. What else can you tell us about businesses as well working with you? Is there other things that they should be aware of as they come into the winter? This seems to be one of those months where, especially if you're electric heating, it's really tough.
It is really tough, and I think some of the energy saving tips that we have is making sure that your thermostats are set properly. You don't need to be heating your space at 75 degrees for 24 hours a day. So making sure that you set that properly, and whether it's a manual or whether you end up getting a programmable or Wi-Fi thermostat. Making sure if you do have like an energy management system that's set properly. If you're closed, make sure that that is recognized. Right.
Well, you see, long weekends and things like that is to get those energy controls synchronized,
Exactly. Those long holiday weekends,
Right.
especially, you might be closed on a Monday that you're normally open. So making sure that you adjust that, and that way you're not heating space or paying for lights that when nobody's there.
When nobody's there, exactly. Yeah. And then they can help themselves as well just by changing some lighting out, right?
Exactly. So we have, through the energy assessment, we will evaluate the lighting. We also have the application process that you can go through, but we also have, and locally we have several distributors that participate where you can go and purchase lighting and get instant discounts. So there's no paperwork involved really. It's going to Granite City Electric or Concord Electric Supply and purchasing new bulbs, whether it's screw-in or the 4-foot, lights. Right. You can do that yourself and just have your contractor install them.
Right. And I have to tell you that the LED lighting that's out right now is absolutely fabulous, especially for retail.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of different options.
It's really nice, and there's different types of color lighting that you can do with LED now too.
Yes. Yeah, it's not just, it's not like the curly Q light bulbs where it took forever to come on, but
Right.
LED technology has definitely come a long way, and there's so many different options for every application, whether it's case lighting, ceiling lighting, whether you need an office space lit. There's a lot of different applications now.
Great. Any last tips or tricks that you want to give our viewers for small business? Save energy, save money, right?
Exactly. I mean, I just really recommend, if you're thinking of doing work or if you've taken a look at your electric bill and you're kind of freaking out a little bit, is to give us a call, because there are options available regardless of whether you own or rent your space. Give us a call.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Are you a resident of Barnstable, mystified by how your town government works? Thinking you might want to join a board or committee, but not sure how they work? Just a couple of seats left for the 2019 Citizen Leadership Academy. What do you know about the town of Barnstable, where you live and where you do business? With me today, two folks that are going to teach you all about the town of Barnstable coming in January. Arthur Cato and Sue French. The Leadership Academy for the town of Barnstable is taking applications right now. That's pretty exciting.
Yep. As we speak.
As we speak. 26th session?
26th, yep.
26 years. So let's talk about, how did this even get started? Why a Leadership Academy?
Okay, it actually started in 2003. We used to run 2 courses a year, but we now run 1 a year. And it started when the then town manager, John Klim, discovered there was a disconnect between citizens and their town government. And so he charged Meg Loughran and myself with trying to study this and figure out what we could come up with. The first go-to was the successful Police Citizens Academy, which Arthur used to facilitate. And we took some points from their book. We also studied citizens academies around the country, which there aren't very many, and we kind of devised our own program to fit Barnstable's needs. And we came up with a pretty good program, we thought, for teaching people what about their municipal government and where your tax dollars go and what you do. Mm-hmm. And it started in 2003 was the first class. Wow. And we are on our 26th.
So this is an interactive, this isn't just coming in and getting talked at, right? This is an interactive 11-week course. Tell us a little bit about that interactivity. What can people expect?
It's an 11-week course where you'll meet everyone from the town manager to all of the department heads throughout the town. It gives you an overview as to what each individual department's doing. It gives the citizens of the town a better insight how things are being done within their town, and they get an opportunity to meet some of the folks that are working for the town. It was quite the eye-opener for myself after working a career in the police department, thinking I knew everything about the town, but after going through the course 3 to 4 years ago, it was an eye-opener for myself.
Right, and then they corralled you to be on the team.
I don't know about corral.
Yeah.
You wanted to help.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. So it's 11 consecutive weeks, and you talked about that. Some of the departments or all of the departments are highlighted, but you also go off campus. So obviously town hall and school administration's here at the town green. But what's this off campus piece?
Each week we meet at a scheduled area or a location, a predetermined location. So the participants will now have an opportunity to see different facilities within the town, such as the senior center, the high school, the DPW, town hall, Sturgis Library, so on and so forth.
Oh, wow. So they get to go, HYCC, they get to go to all the facilities that are town and owned operated.
Right. It's amazing how many places in the town, like example, the airport. How many people have never been to the airport? We get a full tour. It is interactive. They get to really see the inner workings of the airport. Another one's the fire station. They get to see how the jaws of life work. So it is not just lecturing, as you said. And as Arthur said, we go to all the different town locations. And people that had grown up here, there were things that they didn't see. Along with a tour, we do a Saturday bus tour of the 7 villages, And it's amazing how many people that might live in West Barnstable that have never been over to Katuitt, or vice versa. You know, we are a town, a unique town of 7 villages, and even though they have their own smaller government, we are one town, and we do a we get guides for each village, history, where the libraries, where the important buildings are, and the important facts about each village. And you get to see how vast our town is and how unique each village is.
Right.
So that's part of it.
And who is this good for? Is this good just for retirees, or should, younger folks looking to get, engaged in their municipal government and some of those things? What's the age group here?
The age is not a factor in it.
All
I mean,
right.
we've had high school students all the way up to the sky's the limit.
Right.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And anyone who you asked who, it's like realtors often enjoy taking it, so they know more about when they're selling homes to their clients for their town. We've had teachers take it actually with their students, and it's open and free to anybody who resides in the town or works in the town. So business owners too, they get to see where all the tax dollars go, and I think you're right. Everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the. I mean, the winters on Cape Cod can be long and dreary sometimes, and this is probably one of the better nights out.
Yeah.
Right. And you also build a cohort of people that have learned with you together. So how many people do you accept into this class each year?
Well, we try to cap it off on a reasonable number, like it averages. Sometimes we have around 30 to 35. We've we were thinking about this, educated well over 700 people, and with all the people that have taken this. It's amazing. And the good thing is it gives, there's lots of goals of this, not just to educate them, show them the inner workings and the frustrations and challenges of each department and the accomplishments, because they don't often hear about that, but also to volunteer. That's another goal of this, is people are looking for things to do sometimes and they need a vehicle. So this, after listening to all the departments, they'll feel more comfortable contacting somebody and say, hey, I'll work the desk at the senior center, or I'll go count shellfish, or I will there's so many ways in this town people can volunteer and get involved. We feel this course gives them a vehicle to do that. Yeah.
And do you fill up each year?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and on that note, if there's anyone out there that's thinking of participating in the program this coming 26th session, I would strongly suggest that they apply as soon as possible. Time is of the essence, so to speak, and the class is filling up.
Yeah.
Okay. Class is filling up, so let's just reiterate it's 11 consecutive weeks. When does it start?
We'll be starting on January 29th to the Tuesday, and we'll be meeting our first night at the town hall at 6:30.
Okay. 6:30 to 9? 6:30
Exactly.
to 9.
And we stick to that. Yeah.
That's always good.
We
'cause,
do.
Folks, it's one of the things that I've noticed going through the Police Citizens Academy, which I'm currently doing right now, is that there's this real disconnect between what happens in a particular department to what they see out on the street kind of thing.
Exactly.
So the same thing with the town. You might hear the word planning and development, but what is that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And as one participant said, I now have a face to a name. I know who to call. And I think when they're done with this course, people feel more connected, as you said, and also comfortable to call. I think it's really good for anybody who lives or works in the town, and we get good feedback.
Feedback's really important, because this is also designed to provide feedback to the town. We don't work in a vacuum here at Town Hall. We want to hear what people think and what they might want. So how does this help people understand how to give feedback back to the town? Like, you said a name and a face and a name.
They're going to meet the department heads, so they're going
Okay.
to have a direct line, so to speak,
Yeah.
to wherever their suggestion may be.
So they're actually meeting the people who run the department.
Absolutely. I mean, they give them the numbers, whatever. If you've got a pothole problem, you know who to call. And I think it makes people just have that connection. That was the original goal. It is an overview, as Arthur said. Time is our worst enemy. There's no way. We cover over 20 departments, in 11 weeks we are moving. I mean, we move from location to location, but we also move from department to department, and so it doesn't, they get the overview and then they take it on their own, and also a vehicle to volunteer.
Excellent. Anything else you want folks to know before we end today?
No, I just want to thank you for having us, and look forward to getting the session started.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Same, Paula. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Here's a look at the community calendar. Stressed out and frazzled with all the holiday tasks and commitments? Want to get a jump start on that healthy New Year's resolution? Head over to the Centerville Library for a free yoga class with Bettina Brown from Centerville Yoga and Wellness Center. Beginners are encouraged and all levels are welcome, and this class meets each month on the first and third Thursdays. A yoga mat is necessary, water and a blanket are recommended. The 12 p.m. class is held in the Coyle Community Room of the library. Here is a look at the upcoming meetings for boards, commissions, and committees. Comments, suggestions, accolades? Connect with us on Facebook and Instagram, email us, or send us an old-fashioned note by carrier pigeon. Channel 18 works. For you, I'm Paula Hersey for watching Barnstable Today.